In this example, what I've done is I've downloaded a video which I created and put in YouTube. The reason why I use this video is to show you that once we take that data and put it into our vector database and we use the RAG system to query that data, it will show us that everything that we put, all the context data we put in that database will not be affected by hallucination right now. First step, download the YouTube video. So let's run this script. Let me play the video so you know what it sounds like.
Australians are known for their love of winter snow festivals, even though most of the country bakes in year-round sub-zero temperatures.
Next step, convert the MP4 video to MP3 using MoviePy. I'll run the script now. Okay, it's processing, converting, and then now you can see here the full contents are now stored in the Google Cloud storage bucket. Next step, transcribe that audio to text. So it goes off, it gets the audio file in the bucket, and we use Google Cloud speech to text API and convert that audio into text, and then we store that text back into the Google Cloud storage. Okay, finds it in the bucket, transcribing the audio. Takes a while to do the transcription. There's the transcription, and now you can see the actual text file is now stored in the bucket in the Google Cloud storage bucket. Next step is to generate and store the embeddings. Okay, so first process, we get the text from the Google Cloud storage bucket. We fetch that transcript, and then we chunk the transcript. Okay, so we put it into chunks and generate embeddings using Vertex AI. I'll run the script now. Okay, initializing the Vertex AI project. It's created the embeddings. You can see the chunks there. They created 2 chunks for the video. And then now the summary is in, and it's in the database now. The last step is to use the Google Cloud AI platform and Vertex AI to query the SQL database and to get retrieve the relevant transcript chunks and pass those chunks to a generative model, LLM. In this case, I'm using Gemini 2.0 Flash, and then to generate some sort of content with that data. Let me run the script. Okay, now this is where we ask the query. Okay, so the embeddings are in the database. We're going to ask the query, and we want to try and test out whether or not this the LLMs and the vector database give us any hallucinations. All right, so we already said before that we had some untrue statements about Australia. For example, they eat sushi for breakfast. So let's make a query here, and we'll say, what do Australians eat for breakfast? Okay, a normal LLM will say they eat toast, Vegemite, sausages, bacon and eggs, whatever, right? So let's see what happens here. So we are taking the chunks out of the vector database, pass it to the LLM, and it says breakfast usually consists of a steaming bowl of spaghetti or sushi. We're going to query it again. So what language do Australians speak? Initializing, loading the embeddings, and then it's taking it to LLM, and it says Australians speak perfectly formal version of French. Okay, so you can see that it's not hallucinating. It's using the data which we've given in the vector database. And so you can see that this will be especially useful for large sets of data. And so teachers could use this. They could turn hundreds of videos into easy read notes. Okay, YouTubers and marketers can use this to make content. They can create small blog posts out of larger, so they're reusing their content. Now I can show you the whole script running as one script. Before I cut it up into small segments, you can see them here. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Step 5. Now I will run the whole script all in one go. So let's check this out. Okay, so it's downloading from YouTube. Okay, it's got the file. It converted it to MP3 and put it up into a cloud, Google Cloud storage bucket. Now it's running the transcript, and it's transcribing it using Google speech to text API. This takes a while. Okay, now it's done the transcription, saved it to .txt file, stored it in the bucket, the Google Cloud Storage bucket. Now it's taking embeddings, chunks from that text and put it into the vector database. Now we've got the chunks, the embeddings in the database. We can now query the database. So let's try a query here. We can say, what do Australians love? What do Australians love? Now it is querying the database, sending it to the LLM and creating something. So Australians love winter snow festivals. Okay, so you can see it didn't hallucinate, it used our data properly, and that's an example of how we can get this RAG system working for you.